So the Windows 2000 Computer Management Snap-in, we discussed this previously. This is a snap-in. So each one of these little programs kind of snaps into this computer management thing. And this particular one is a snap-in. So we have system tools, storage, and services and applications. So if you double click on storage, you'll get to see information about the hard disks. So you can see it over there on the left when you expanded it. Disk management, defragger, and then logical drives. You can also add, so if you had a blank disk, or a brand new disk from the factory that had not been set up yet, you could set it up from here. And you can also partition it, turn on the encryption, whatever you want to do. And the Windows 98 System Instrumentation Tool, the SI, System Information, hardware resources, components, software environment, gives you a lot of information about the system. And the Windows 98 System Configuration Utility, so you can see all kinds of things that you can do with this. Process the when any or not, disable the file systems, you know, whatever you want to do here. Using Device Manager to troubleshoot Windows. So this is a big one. You'll see a yellow exclamation point if something is not kosher here. And then you can double click on it, see if it's interrupt request problems, you know, that kind of stuff. So if you had a manual card where you were trying to physically set the interrupt in case it wasn't plug and play, you could actually set it in here. Or you could set it on the board and then see if it caused a problem here. And then shutdown and related problems. Shutting down Microsoft Windows improperly can corrupt data. So if you just hit the power switch, you can corrupt files that were opened. So technicians should educate users on the proper way to shut down their computers. Absolutely true. When a system hangs during shutdown, it is typically due to application that is not releasing resources. So when a system hangs during shutdown, it is typically due to an application that is not releasing resources. In other words, the application may have been corrupted and it might need to be reinstalled. This is a very common problem. Two useful troubleshooting tools are Selective Startup and Task Manager. These are very useful tools. Selectively choosing the options to load during startup can help isolate problems. This is absolutely true. So in lieu of physically disconnecting things, you could software disconnect them, you know, disconnect them via software configuration. So the Task Manager is not available in Windows 90X, like 98 ME and so on and so forth. So there was something similar. And then pressing Control-Alt-Delete invokes the Task Manager. If there is unusually high CPU usage, the system might be running low on resources. The system CPU on a healthy system should sit about 98 to 99% idle. On a computer doing a lot of stuff, it might be 97, 96% idle. Any less than that, something's wrong. Or you're running a very math-intensive operation, for example, some engineering applications, something like that. So when you install a new big program, you want to pull a baseline, kind of take a snapshot of what's the idle point of my CPU and stuff like that. If you suspect an application, you should close it and observe the result in the Task Manager. Did it really die? The Performance tab, so we have CPU usage, memory usage, and it gives it to you over time. And then we have some stats down there at the bottom. This is very useful. You can also identify if a program has a memory leak because the memory usage will grow and grow and grow and grow until the system crashes as you launch that application. So the Windows 98 System Monitor. So this is what we had for 98. Gives you some rough idea. A resource meter, 80% free, 83% free, GDI resources, graphic device usage there. Registry recovery. Registry recovery is a necessary skill for any technician because the registry corruption is a fact of life. This used to happen all the time. It's more and more and more resilient today. The registry recovery process varies depending on whether it's Windows 98 or 2000 is installed on the system. So the process is different for each OS, and the newer ones today, we know everything's becoming standardized. So troubleshooting the Windows 98 registry startup. Okay, you're going to see some test questions out of here for sure. So the Windows 90X 9X registry startup. So the registry checker inspects and backs up the registry file when the system is started. If it encounters an error, it restarts the computer in scan mode and tries to fix it. If the registry checker cannot automatically run, you can start it manually from a DOS prompt. Pressing F8 first start to start a DOS prompt allows you to run scan reg fix. So this is what we talked about earlier, where you're trying to get the system to reload, and then you're pressing F8, 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 and then you get the list of options, and then you can select command prompt. Safe mode with command prompt only.